back. Oh, all sweet thing. Oh my goodness, sweet thing. Alright. There we go, now I feel so much better. So much better. Okay, get some tunes going. Da 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 da. Do 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 do. Here, there we go. Okie dokie. Let's see. Get some music. There we go. Get some stuff to have warm up, huh? I guess maybe not warm up, but at least a little, at least something for in the meantime. There we go. There we go. Sweet. Ooh, that felt good. Ooh. Wow, that actually is like a thick layer that was right off of me. That actually feels really fucking nice. Holy shit. Oh, nice. Oh. Doc with the 3 streams in one day, MC. 3 streams in one? I only did 2 today. This one and the one I did this morning. Hard to do 2 at once, or like 3 in one day. Where'd the 3rd one come from? Huh? 3 streams in one day. I did one this morning before I went to work for like a little bit, like about 2 to 3, and then yeah, and then I'm doing this. 9 a.m. notification, 3 p.m. and notification now. The 9 a.m. one was probably from the one last night. YouTube was like 8 hours late then? Well, then it must have been. Because I don't think I decided to sleepwalk a stream. You know what? Did I? Okay, I didn't. Part of me was just like, maybe I should look and see. And I thought, what if we hauled out a Cuban cigar filled with weed? That's just like that's like a Cuban blunt, basically. At least that's what I'd call it, the Cuban blunt instead of a Cuban cigar. Get my socks off. It's so high up, honestly. Yeah, it feels better. There we go. I kind of want a Cuban blunt right now, or a Cuban marijuana cigar. It sounds honestly really pleasing concurrently. Not even gonna lie. Oh, did you see my little thing that I sent on the group chat that I found on the Portland subreddit? Which I thought was pretty nice and fun when it comes to crazy enrichment of enlightenment and progressivism of Portland. Here, I'll pull it up here, but here before I do, I'm gonna make sure I have another song. Yeah. And we should play. Actually, we'll play something that is gonna be nice and filling. Where's it? Oh wait, no, it'll be right here. There we go. Cool. Anyway, so there we go. Anyway, so nothing is welcome as Christian love, as seen today at St. Stephen's, which I don't know where that is, honestly. But anyway, it's just like, no. So first, let's go down to signs. You know, I kind of hold on before we spoil it. So this is pretty self-explanatory, I suppose. You know, trespassing or loitering on this property. All right, seems fairly, you know, it seems understandable, I suppose. Well, what's that though? A church dress code, huh? So let's kind of get down into the nitty-gritty of this. So no gym clothes. So no gym clothes. Hold on, let's get. We're gonna get to it. Or pajamas. Bare shoulders, cleavage, or mini skirts. It's starting to sound a little odd. No anti-Christian clothing, markings or piercings, no cross-dressing, or no provocative hair color. Yeah, just like wrap that around your head. So it's just like we got fucking no gym clothes, pajamas. I mean, it's like the fact that there's a church dress code, I think is just stupid anyway. and that alone deserves you to get fucking taxed as a religious building, so fuck you. But no gym clothes or pajamas. Like, okay, whatever, sure, I suppose. No bare shoulders, cleavage, or miniskirts. You could dress nice and have like a miniskirt or like a little cleave or, you know, some bare shoulders showing. I don't think that's necessarily a big fucking deal. No anti-Christian clothing, so I guess no punk band Bad Religion, no, you know, like black metal shirts, no fucking like satanic shirts, you know, or anything like that. And then markings, so I guess no anti-Christian tattoos, whatever that means. Or piercings, which I don't even know how a piercing could be anti-Christian. I don't even, like, okay. And then no cross-dressing, so fuck you trans people, and fuck you goddamn cross-dressers and drag queens and drag kings. Like, fuck you, you're not allowed. And no provocative hair colors, so fuck you blue hairs. Fuck you blue hairs, you're not welcome here. Reserve the right to check all large bags and backpacks. And restroom locations. At least, you know, at least it's nice that they allow you to know where the restroom is. And wait a minute, is that a gender neutral bathroom? Excuse me. Excuse me. Woke. You gone woke. Gone woke. Yeah, one woke versus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 anti-wokes versus one woke is still, you know, the woke overrides the anti-woke. One woke overrides all the other anti-wokes. That don't work, brother. That's not how it works. My God, I just love it. I want to find this church and find some gym clothes that happen to have like a satanic sports team on it that makes sure that it has bare shoulders, and also doing so while cross-dressing and having very provocative hair color. And getting some anti-Christian markings and piercings as well. I want to try to quite literally hit every nail on the head with that one. I like when people are precious about looks. It makes it more fun to break the rules. Exactly, because it makes it, like, if anything, it adds a little more creativity. It's like, all right, how can I spice up, you know, the rule breaking here? Because I'm definitely going to do it. Hell yeah. My wife is a redhead, and I, for one, find it very provocative. I mean, red hair probably counts as anti-Christian marking. I'm left-handed, so I'm sure not going it. Yeah, I'm a left-handed person anyway when it comes to things. So, yeah, even I wouldn't be able to go in that church just on that virtue. Because they're a bunch of freaks. So, yeah. Even in Portland, I mean, we're not exempt from weird far-right religious foo-foos. You know, just a little reminder. You know, because there's always the trope that, like, Portland's basically ran by Antifa. Well, it's a stereotype amongst far-right dipshits, but, I mean, nonetheless, still one that they think, and it's like, okay. Okay, buddy. It's like, sure thing, bro. Here, getting a tune background here. Oh, and, see what random little things I could check out for the tube on this fine Sunday. See if we can be done all around now. Insane incel on the street interview. Oh, I've seen those. You've seen that, I think, a couple days ago, where it's like these dude who basically literally just goes on the street asking random women in Vegas, no less, how they feel about dudes, and it's just like, oh my God, bro. I'm pretty sure you can't exactly, you know, just be going up like an incel fucking weirdo like you are, you know, to women in Vegas and expect them to give honest answers, you know, about, like, the relations of love and shit, when they're probably going to be just there for margaritas and gambling or something. Jesse Ventura eviscerates Trump. Ooh. I'm always down to see Jesse Ventura eviscerate. It might not even be saying, it might just be like, you know, something that he said. And it's just an article saying it, which kind of sucks. I kind of want to see him go off. Watching Jesse Ventura go off is pretty awesome. I mean, he's a rare one that's real, honestly. But, I mean, definitely one that's quirky. I mean, I don't agree with everything he says, but, I mean, he's at least real, and at least I know where he lies on things, and at the end of the day, I can at least agree with, Ventura about a lot of, you know, I guess the root of, you know, a lot of his ideas. He goes from us rules so we can spice it up, yeah. Yeah, for real. Yeah, give us more rules so we can keep breaking them. So you can, you know, break down our doors and try to, you know, round us all up. Like, try it, bitch. Like, give us more rules to try to force on us, bah. It's goddamn tyranny, brother. Just, you know, that the goddamn FBI right, I tell you, it's I love that shit, honestly. I love those chuckle fucks. They think, you know, them breaking the rules is actually them doing law and order, and now it's tyranny, and, you know, the first shots being fired of a civil war in their mindset or some shit, because the FBI did a search warrant on fucking Mar-a-Lago's compound of debauchery and sin. It's like, good lord. So first, see people break rules. Yeah. Because, honestly, what are rules for aside for breaking?
I watched WWF.
Oh shit, it actually is Jesse Ventura.
Elementary school.
Oh shit.
The peak of WWF. I knew you more during your phase as a commentator. Sure. But I know you like playing the heel, and even as a commentator, you would
yeah, we actually get to hear him eviscerate him.
Sort of found that more interesting. What was it about the villainous characters that you liked in wrestling?
That had nothing to do with it. I was a villain. And what you're getting at is this. When I had gotten hurt, the night before I was supposed to wrestle Hogan for the world title in Los Angeles and go all around with him, it cost me who knows how much money. Well, I was struck down in San Diego with pulmonary emboli, blood clots in the lungs. I was at the Sharp Cabrillo Hospital for 7 days in intensive care. I was hooked up to a monitor. It was so bad that my wife had to fly from Minneapolis to San Diego because it looked like I was going to die.
Damn.
Well, I didn't, fortunately, but it did stop my wrestling career temporarily. And I did come back subsequently and wrestle again, but during that time that I was out, Vince McMahon came up with a brilliant idea. He called me at home, and he said, Jesse, before you come back and before you can physically get back in the ring again, he said, do you think you could do color commentating on the mic? Because he knew I was a talker. And I said to him, absolutely I could do it, Vince. He said, and it was Vince. Let's give his credit. Vince goes, I've got an idea. He said, never before.
I suppose that's probably the reason why he has the narcissism that he does, because in the past he's had successful, good ideas, and it's boosted his ego, and now he pretty much controls the entire fucking thing.
Has there been a villain on the microphone? Somebody who will side with the bad guys? Never. It's never been done. The announcers are always Mom Apple Pie and the girl back home. They're siding with the good guy. Vince goes, I want to try something new. I want to put you on, and okay, I got there the first time going to do it, and here's what Vince told me before I went out on the mic. He said, Jesse, here's your thought process. Here's how I want you to operate. He said, very simple premise. If you believe it, then it's true. And I sat a moment, thought, oh my God, he's giving me carte blanche. He's telling me, turn it loose. Now, other than violating an FCC regulation, Vince just took the handcuffs off. And so I went out there and started siding with the bad guys. I started explaining to the public how intelligent you had to be. Because in my day, there were rules. The thing wrong with wrestling today, there's no rules. You can't break a rule today because there are none. But in my day, if you threw someone out over the top rope, that was disqualification. If you pulled somebody's hair, that was against rules. Well, what I did, I showed how talented the villains were hiding that from the referee and able to get away with it. And pretty soon the fans are going, he's right, he's right. And I'll say this, if you want to know my influence.
I mean, honestly, if anything, it just boosts the ratings to have a little extra flair, by people being thrown over the ring or have hair pulling and shit happen. So, and honestly, yeah, that happens all the fucking time in wrestling. Even though I don't really want... Oh, God damn it. Zukov! Hey!
Here, Tito Santana has written a great book. He gave it to me last spring. I read it, and there's a part I was on the floor laughing so hard about me. And the book is called Don't Call Me Chico. And that's a title from me, because I'm the one who kept calling him Chico Santana than a Tito. That was my thing, to mispronounce people's names on purpose to show they're irrelevant. They don't know Chico Santana, Tito Santana, what difference does it make?
You know
See,
what's
that's
funny
how
you
I'd be
say
on
that.
the mic.
It's funny you say that, because I feel like that's something that Trump intentionally does too. He'll screw up
does. He
people's
got it
names.
from wrestling.
Right. So I wanted to ask.
Honestly, yeah, like one thing, I've been noticing is that a lot of this does sound a lot like Trump, and considering that he was in wrestling a little bit too, not literally, like actually as a wrestler, but being, part of like the promos and that type of shit. There's the whole meme where he comes out and like punches the fuck out of what's his fucking face. So I mean, it's just like, he's been a part of it. He knows how the whole entertainment game works.
Matt Taibbi might have been the first person who really sort of laid this out. What Trump learned from his involvement with wrestling and from Vince McMahon and from kayfabe. I'd love to hear your sort of assessment of what he drew from the professional wrestling world that has been so effective for him, sadly, as a politician.
You already know it. He learned from them exactly what Vince told me. If you believe it, then it's true.
Yep.
And that's exactly...
I mean, honestly, that's what kind of rung in my head.
What Trump's operating on. He says it, he believes it, so therefore it's true, and he don't give a shit what the real truth is. He's portraying himself as a WWE wrestling villain. Plain and simple. That and I objected at first of him ever going in the Hall of Fame. I said, what did he ever do?
Nothing.
Gave us 2 buildings to wrestle in and did one angle with Vince once, and that gets him the Hall of Fame. But now, after watching him operate as president and what he's doing now, I think he fully deserves to be in the Wrestling Hall of Fame. Because he's governing our country the identical way a villain would handle wrestling.
And what makes a villain effective?
Able to reach the people, able to hit their passions, able to instill
triggering the libs, for example.
What's that?
Triggering the libs, for example, owning the libs.
Well, and
getting people angry.
I would say that for sure.
Him, the far right. When I won my...
I mean, a lot of the whole emboldening of the, fascist right and shit definitely plays a major role to it, because it, impassions a lot of their shit, which, yeah, it does make, good, for a good villain and shit, because if you can at least get, even if it's like some of the crowd, sympathetic to you, then you're more, then it just does make it, for a, quote, better developed, villainous type of character and shit, and that's just quite literally how Trump sees himself, even though he's not, quote, a well-developed character. He's quite the opposite. But nonetheless, I mean, that's how he views himself, and he don't give a fuck what the truth is. I mean, it's pretty point and simple, honestly.
Donald Trump came to visit me. He flew in on a jet to meet me. And you know what? He was pro-choice then. Then in 20 years, he became adamant
experience owning the libs.
Why? Because that's what Donald Trump needed. It became very clear to me very early on, Donald Trump does everything for Donald Trump.
No shit.
Wow.
End of story. So when he says he's doing it for us or doing it, he's not at all. It's got to do with what is best for him. Because I've
Of course. I mean, that's kind of a no-brainer.
spots in a mere 20 years. He went from supporting Democrats financially too, to now he's the ultimate right wing and he found the Lord. You're gonna and they've embraced him. Here's one I always liked. Now, what would the right have said about Barack Obama?
How many abortions has Trump funded? Probably dozens, if not more.
Barack Obama would have had children from 3 different wives. What do you think the right would have said about him if he'd have ran for president and had...
They would have called him, like, pretty much every, like, type of racist slur that it comes to, like, a black person having sex and having kids, you know, that you could probably think of, honestly. I'm just gonna be blown with that one. They'd probably think of every racist tribe they could think of on that. Not like they already didn't, but nonetheless.
different wives. And yet the ultra-right, religious right, just embraces Trump like he's the long-lost soul who's found Jesus. After violating every religious code in his whole life. I mean, when Donald Trump...
His entire existence is basically violating religious code.
holds up a Bible, it's laughable. It's like me holding one up, and I'm admitted, I'm agnostic atheist.
Same here,
You know,
brother.
but I admit it. I'm not going to hold the Bible up and tell people that, yeah, I live by this book.
What you just saw is a teaser clip. If you want,
Teeth clean. I mean, no shit. I mean, hell, like, I mean, I wish politicians would be more honest about that, too. Well, asking politicians to be honest is kind of a joke in itself, but it's like, hey, if you happen to not be, I don't know, religious or Christian and shit, how about, you know, get your hand off the Bible. Like, quit putting the Bible on everything. Like, and swearing it in and shit like that, because it's just like, really? I mean, especially considering Trump, like, I mean, even now, he ain't religious. Like, he's just, you know, for that because, you know, I mean, if anything, if he is, it's, you know, out of a sense of pure solipsism. Out of, like, you know, he basically sees himself as God, and that's it, where he's the center of the universe, and everything revolves around him, because, like Ventura said, it's all about him. It doesn't, like, when he says, oh, you know, for the American patriots, and blah, 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 like, just replace all that shit with just him. Just me. It's all about me, very tremendous. But yeah, that's. I mean, honestly, like, especially the way, you know, Ventura, you know, goes off to explain it, even though it took a little bit of a moment to build it up. That was actually like, damn, it's just a nice, simple but nice little bow to just, you know, wrap up that little evisceration. Because I mean, everything's, you know, against him now at this point, outside of his tiny little fascistic cult. So, I mean, even a lot of that's starting to shed off into, you know, freakazoids like DeSantis and shit, because, I mean, they pretty much espouse the same things that he does, but more competently. And is able to get the shit done, you know, to bolster a lot of those ideas, too, on top of just, you know, being an advocate of it. Here. Let's see what other random little shit could be on too, huh? There really isn't much off on a goddamn motherfucking Sunday. Boo. Disturbing new theory about Trump's nuke docs. I'll check this out too. It's in our Crystal Pal
all right,
thing.
everybody, back with
Where in the fuck are they? The CNCPAC stands for crack. Yeah, that or crazy. I was gonna say, you know, psychopathically crazy, but it's more like crazy psychopaths.
news. So there's a disturbing new theory that's floating around the internet right now about why Trump took the nuclear documents.
Kyle's like flexing all
Look,
pink.
I started out agnostic on it, and I was like, maybe that's plausible, but I don't know. I think recklessness and incompetence and being dumb sort of overrides that. But then the more I read about it, the more I was like, oh, wait a second. So, the general idea here is the nuclear documents were taken, potentially, to basically leak them to Saudi Arabia so that Saudi Arabia could make their own nukes. And the evidence for it is really the various pieces of information about how, throughout the years, the Saudi Arabian government has made very close financial ties with the Trump family and effectively bought them off. So, back in February 2019...
I mean, of course they did.
This is from...
I mean, they pretty much did this from the very get-go, because there was, Turkey did it a little bit, too, with Jared Kushner and shit by, not helping out the Kurds, I think, back in, fucking 2017 or 16, somewhere around then. And then, on top of that, especially shortly after that, it was, Saudi Arabia saw that, I was like, oh, we want in on that, so we're gonna invest a lot of money in this family, too. Not you, Edward. Fuck you. You ain't investing in this. And pretty much, bought off the entire fucking Trump family to have his whole focus on them, basically. And then, then there's, the whole orb with that weird-ass picture and shit, amongst other things. So it's just, he's, hand-in-hand with those fucking incestuous royal bastards. So, I mean, the idea that, he would sell to them or, leak it to them or whatever the fuck. Oh, yeah. I mean... Given, what, this, what Trump's behavior is, especially when it comes to, being a conniving, backstabbing weasel, and on top of that, doing anything that can maximize his own fucking profit and his own gains, there's nothing inherently that he loses out of giving Saudi Arabia that type of information. Crack Pack brought to you by Burger King, because not even Jack and the Crack one in association with that.
Whistleblowers raised grave concerns with Trump administration's efforts to transfer sensitive nuclear technology to Saudi Arabia. So that was in, again, February of 2019. Then we also have, of course, the big story that you covered a lot on Breaking Points, I covered it on Secular Talk, that Jared Kushner made a financial deal with the Saudis where he gets paid $2 billion, which apparently, and you know the backstory more than I do.
A lot more than what Turkey gave.
Their own advisors in the Saudi government were like, what are you doing? Don't do this.
Yeah, so I think the reporting was at the time that the lower level analysts who were evaluating this deal were like, no, we're not investing this money with Jared Kushner. $2 billion, get out of here. And that it went up to MBS himself, who sort of personally intervened to greenlight this $2 billion to Kushner.
Now, apparently, in the original reporting around that, they said that MBS bragged that Jared Kushner tapped him classified information. Now, beyond that, we learned recently with this whole new Live Golf Tour, which is the Saudi golf tour where they're buying out all, the best golfers on the planet. They recently held an event at one of Trump's courses, and the number that's being reported around that as to how much money Trump got just to have this event at his course is $100 million. So,
damn.
So we're talking about over $2.1 billion that has been paid
very direct financial ties
to the Trump family. And then also Ken Klippenstein...
Probably way more than that now at this point.
Reported, this was a while ago as well, that the Saudis hired a law firm with ties to Trump to lobby on behalf of Saudi nuclear aspirations. Now, look, it might seem a little far-fetched, and it might seem like, wow, that's very nefarious, but understand.
Because it is, and that's likely what's fucking happening. That's not far-fetched at all.
A similar thing happened with Israel. Israel was able to get nukes as well, where it's kind of like an open secret that they have nukes, and, probably there were connections.
They deny it,
channels
but they do.
Elites in the U.S. government and elites in the Israeli government, and I'm sure some deals were made and some people got paid off, and lo and behold, they have their nuclear weapons. So, I started out agnostic on this theory, but then when you think of all the other things surrounding Saudi Arabia too, one of the things I always talked about is that I never liked when they went after Trump on Russiagate in particular, because the case seemed very weak to me, but where they had a case, in my opinion, was the emoluments clause, which is that it basically means that you cannot be corrupt and beholden to a foreign government if you are the president. And Trump had taken about $300,000 from Saudi Arabia through his DC hotels, and then of course he turned around, gave them a multi-billion-dollar weapons deal, and also
then all this on top of it, like, I mean, pretty much like most presidents, violate the emoluments clause as it is anyway. So I mean, it's just the fact that Trump has done it so fucking blatantly is like, is what's getting him in trouble with it. Though honestly, I wonder if this also means that the U.S. might not necessarily has as close of a tie with Saudi Arabia because of this type of shit. Because this does, potentially, sour some of the relations with that, which honestly, good. I hope it honestly fucking does. Because fuck that government. Fuck the Saudi royal incestuous crackpot family and shit. Like, as far as I'm concerned, their entire government can collapse, tomorrow, and I'd cheer it on. So it's just like, I could give a fuck, if I could give a fuck if that were to happen. Just, if anything, just let it, please. Let's accelerate that, if anything. Like, I mean, the people are yearning to be liberated from their shit. That doesn't mean we get involved. Just let them figure it out.
Way when they massacred Jamal Khashoggi, I mean, they didn't even get a slap on the wrist when that happened.
Yeah.
He was running interference for them. He was out there.
He fucking bragged about it practically. So like when he was assassinated, it's like, oh, we didn't know what happened, but oh, too bad, so sad about that poor bastard. He should have been getting his head where it didn't belong on that one. Like they were practically bragging about it.
He said about 9/11 too at the Saudi golf tournament. He was like, nobody really looked into it. We didn't really know what happened. When the reporters were asking him, like, does it feel weird taking the money, in the 9/11 connection?
Yeah.
Like, nobody's really looked into 9/11.
No one's ever really figured that out.
Right.
It's like, also, when you were president, if you wanted to get to the bottom of all of the things that went down there, you certainly could have.
Yes.
Under Biden, some additional classified information has been released that creates more direct ties between the Saudi government and the 9/11 hijackers. But that's another story for another day. I mean, D.C., in a bipartisan fashion, has long been awash in Saudi cash. That has been the case for a long time. But what makes Trump unusual is the direct financial ties of himself and his family, where it's not like, just about, let me cash in for my campaign account.
Right. Yeah.
Let me do what I need to do to get oil for, my other big fossil fuel industry donors. This is going directly into my bank account. And never forget, too, that what was the very first trip abroad that Trump took
Saudi
as
Arabia.
president of the United States? Saudi Arabia. Ken Klippenstein, who, of course, we both trust a lot in terms of national security reporting, he has long said to me and many others that while D.C. was chasing down the Trump-Russia connections, what they really should have been looking at, where they really missed the story, is digging into the Trump-Saudi connections, because there was a lot more direct...
I mean, if anything, I think that was probably in some part purposeful, because I mean, if the United States government has very close ties with the Saudi government, as it is, when it comes to politicians being swapped in the fucking money in it, I mean, it's in the best interest to be like, well, yeah, this is actually what we should look into, but yeah, if we did, then we'd have to basically do it for ourselves. So we'll look at this nothing burger over here. Because, I mean, if there's, nothing that can really be found, but you can at least still make the claim, then it doesn't matter at that point. You can make it day in, day out, and just scream it to your heart's content. But if you were to do it, on something that even you would be guilty of, then it's a little harder to just, be screaming out to your own heart's content when it's like, this investigation also shows that, with these checks that came out, one of them went to you. Interesting. Looks like I got about like 10K from the this Saudi nuclear aspirations back here. Any questions about that? Like suddenly it would be a little bit of a different tune, when it comes to investigations like that shit.
And very clear financial ties and conflicts of interest. So listen, I mean, there's a lot of questions that, if this theory was true, I think there's a lot of questions that have been answered. For example, nuclear documents
right.
to Mar-a-Lago. Why those documents? Because I kind of understood, like, some of the reporting was that he took, like, the Kim Jong-un love letter and some menus or what.
Imagine he jerks off to those. Yes. Him.
Anyway, anyway, I could kind of understand how he saw those as sort of like mementos or special to him, something you wanted to show off to people because they were, you know, well reported on moments in history. But then you're like, why don't you just randomly sweep up some nuclear-related documents? So it would answer the question of why. It would also answer the question of why he then went to these great lengths, apparently, to conceal them from the FBI and from the National Archives Department of Justice that has been in conversation with him and his lawyers for quite some time now, trying to retrieve the materials he took after the presidency and brought to Mar-a-Lago. Now it's widely reported that they've been in conversations and that also these documents had been subpoenaed before they went to this, you know, more extraordinary measure of actually conducting this search, conducting this raid and executing this search warrant. So it would also explain why he was so intent on trying to conceal these documents, potentially hiding them in a safe or wherever he, you know.
So if anything, he probably should have just, you know, sent it to one of his overseas properties or some shit if you really wanted to hide them. Dipshit thought hiding them in Mar-a-Lago was going to do anything when it's on U.S. soil. Dipshit. I mean, honestly, it's just like, I mean, it's just like, the main reason why he was trying to conceal that shit is because, yeah, he was going to give it to Saudi Arabia. Like, this pretty much just like, you know, the emphasis, you know, what's going on here. I mean, honestly, at this point, it's pretty much Occam's razor about, you know, what the fuck he was planning on kind of doing with this shit. And honestly, hopefully he legit just gets fucked for it. I mean, it'd probably be, you know, black sheep, you know, of the president instead of a new president being set. But, hey, either way, it would be nice. So what is this? What do y'all think of this bullshit that my work has up? Wait, what? Recover at work? What is raw? I'm just gonna call it raw. Recover at work is when employees are supported by their peers and recover in the workplace after a work injury. It's our responsibility to assist and form part of your treatment or rehabilitation program in a safe, encouraging work environment. Huh? Why should we recover at work? Why don't I just stay at home? And they have like this happy-go-lucky looking corporate cartoon fuck with a broken arm, just like, I'm happy to go work with a broken fucking arm as an incapacitated human being. I like how it's been partially ripped, like someone ripped a little bit of it out of frustration, like, you know, fuck this stupid shit. Dumb shit right there, man. You know, so what does it say here? Get support from the management. I'm assuming it says it allows the management team to engage and support you in your recovery. Check on your well-being and ensure you're comfortable when completing your duties. What? Why not just, I don't know, stay the fuck home instead? Fuck that. Reduce financial stress. It's called workers' comp. It's called, like, medical leave. Actually, you know, give that to your fucking workers, you parasites. Like, what? I don't even need to read the rest of this to just figure that one out. Oh my god. Any delay in return to your work is often a delay in recovery, causing stress in your finances and personal life. Yeah, because you don't fucking give medical pay and sick pay to fucking workers who happen to have, I don't know, like broken arms and shit, you retarded fucking corporate parasitic greedy piece of shit. Anyway. Better and faster. Not all my, what? Staying active for an injury reduces pain symptoms. What? No, it doesn't. It helps workers to perform the usual activities at work. And no, it doesn't. Literally, no, it doesn't. Literally, no, it doesn't. This is quite the opposite. No, it doesn't. What? Like, putting stress on your fucking injuries and shit prolongs the recovery. It doesn't make it better and faster. Oh my god. These are getting worse. Broken arm, no problem. Sanitize your feet and get flipping them patties. Maintain your skills and knowledge. So being gone for like a month or like 2 weeks or something like that means that you're gonna like lose all your knowledge and skill? Seriously? Being present at work keeps you up to date. Continuing your regular routine will make workers experience less disruption to their work and social life. So you have to disrupt your own personal life for having a fucking injury and shit. Not like that disrupts your life anyway as it is. And, you know, and try to, like, you know, force accommodate some manager's fucking, you know, like, you know, work and social life and shit. Stay connected to your mates. Brings awareness and support by your peer. Yeah, it's called I have, you know, if I like my coworkers enough, I have their numbers and I can talk to them if I want to. Supporting your mental well-being. Anything that has to do with work does not support my fucking mental well-being, you psycho. Like, fuck you. Injuries can affect you negatively. You're not alone. Reaching out to your peers and management team, they'll support you like, fuck you. It's called I'll be at home until my shit recovers. When I come back, you know, when I'm recovered, you know, I'll be back, you know, and fully efficient and ready to go again. So go fuck yourself. Give me my sick pay, bitch. It's like the fuck I ought to say this shit. Like, I'm honestly surprised someone didn't totally rip that fucking apart, because I totally would have. Ow. Ah. I just hurt my elbow. Workers' comp! I hurt my elbow. Workers' comp! I need medical leave. Actually, we'll do that sometimes. Actually, at work, if I accidentally, like, bonk my elbow or hit my hand or accidentally squish a finger, I'll just be like, ah! I'll, like, hyper overreact. Be like, workers' comp! I hurt myself! Ah! Yeah, just... Obviously, being just a little freakazoid. But it brings laughter and at least a little amusement to the fucking nightmare shithole that is working in retail. So you find ways to make it at least somewhat amusing, and at least bearable. Because, yeah, I mean, if anything, it's the fuck on stupid shit like this. I mean, it's like one thing if you get, like, a little grease burn on your arm, or, like, get a nasty cut on your arm or some shit, because I've gotten that before at work. And there's, like, part of me where it's like, yeah, I mean, if you got, like, a little injury or some shit like that, I mean, you know, like I said, like the burn or, like, a pretty gnarly cut on your arm, as long as you, you know, treat it real quick and, you know, make sure, you know, whatever bleeding stops and just bandage it up, and you can still use your hand pretty good, and as long as you got, like, a glove over or whatever the fuck, it should be fine. And I've gotten pretty gnarly burns on my arm before and shit. I just put, like, a little burn cream on it, rub it around, put, like, a little cotton bandage on it, wrap it around, I just go back to work. I mean, it ain't a big deal. But if you, like, I don't know, break a fucking arm, or, like, hit your head, or, like, fall and seriously injure yourself, or hurt your back, or fucking get, like, severely sick, or end up puking your guts out, or some shit like that, I don't know, maybe stay home. Get some, you know, and especially if, like, a company actually is benevolent enough, or if they're unionized and pretty much, you know, forced to, you know, because of that, you know, they would have some medical pay or sick leave. Because that's why it's so fucking necessary. Especially for that stupid point about the reduces financial stress. It's like there wouldn't be much of a problem about that if there was, like, some sick pay and sick, you know, leave and shit like that. Because there's been times where I had to take some time, at least like a month and a half, I think, or about 2 months, to have my wrist heal when I cracked it. And, you know, it's like I got some sick pay and some medical leave out of it, and it didn't, you know, fuck me over totally. I mean, it wasn't as much as I normally would make my paychecks, but it at least got me going. I was able to, you know, get along with it and be fine. And it's because of, you know, of a thing called sick pay. So, I don't know, offer that, McDonald's, you worthless saps of fuck. That's like, Jesus Christ. It's like, yeah, we paid them like $50 an hour, but we're not giving them any benefits. So that's a trick of a lot of companies. Like, I mean, yeah, you know, when going to a job, you know, definitely got to be wary about, like, you know, if it's just good wages, or if it's good wages and bennies, or if it's shit wages and good bennies. Like, you got to really, like, kind of keep an eye out for shit like that, because companies will fuck you so hard with shit like that. And if you got, like, low pay and good bennies, and if you get better pay, then chances those bennies go away. Because, you know, to the company's mind, there's a cost-benefit analysis and that fucking shit. So it's like, oh, if they get better pay, then they can afford their dental care, so no more of that. Gone with that. Oh, they got paid a little more this time, you know, for their next little bit of contract, you know, because of blah, blah, blah. Well, guess what? No more healthcare benefits. It's like, wait, what? Oh, yeah, that 2 times overtime, we're cutting it down to just, like, regular pay. You know, just scratching off the list. Like, what? Wait, our pay goes higher, but our benefits keep going away? What? I mean, it's what Amazon did when they were, like, legislated to have 15 an hour and shit. when doing that, they cut a lot of very significant benefits out that obviously, cost the company, something to maintain, which, because of bumping the wages up, they're just like, nah, we can't afford to keep the benefits going. It's like, bullshit. Of course, it's like, we all know they can, but it's just their very, penny pinching mindset about like, oh, you can afford it. Just, just put yourself by the bootstraps, just like, I don't know, be frugal. Have you thought about just working harder? Honestly, like, before we left today, me and a closer were kind of fucking bullshit for the PIC tonight about just some fucking, honestly, some just shit where, like, even I'm definitely kind of getting fucking sick of. And luckily it's nothing about, like, what Star Director shit now. It's honestly just our department shit. Like, it's now, like, whatever bullshit, it's just now all, mainly the department at this point. And it's just, like, so fucking annoying. And honestly, it's just because of the morning people. It's like, I mean, I don't know what the fuck they do, but it's practically nothing. That's actually the problem, is what are they doing? Like, I mean, and also they, like, leave very fucking early, and essentially it's up to either me or, like, one or two other people usually throughout the whole fucking week to basically just be like, hey, let's, make sure that things are all cleaned up and ready to go. It's like, it can't just literally be us that fucking does this shit. Like, it's like, what? Like, well, I'm supposed, it's like, not just me, but, like, whoever's, like, the mid/closers are supposed to basically, like, keep up with all this other deep cleaning bullshit. It's like, you fucking kidding me? I mean, it can't just be all us when it comes to shit like that. I mean, it's like, especially, like, there's essentially, like, two people that are supposed to be doing sandwiches for a sandwich bar shit, and it's like, are they even doing it? Because, our pre-sandwich, little, like, display area, there's, like, barely anything there. Like, the actual sandwich bar itself is, like, never fucking stocked. It's just like, what are they doing? And all this, and then, it's just all these other tiny little things that could be done by them in the morning, when they have plenty of time to do it, and just don't. And then they also, like, like I said, they will leave early, like, hours early, not even just, like, 30 minutes or 40, like, an hour or 2 or 3 hours early. It's like, don't you think that kind of fucks up the vibe and the grill about some other shit? And a lot of people will kind of get at me a little bit for being, like, maybe at worst 30 minutes late, maybe more like, maybe 15, 20, so it's like very major double standard, with shit like that, and it just gets annoying, frankly. It's just like, I don't mind, what, like, at least my specific, crew and shit that I work with and stuff, but, like, for fuck's sake, I mean, it can't just, like, be an expectation, on that front, on top of just, like, all this other, like, corporate nitpicky shit that, they expect us to do with that. And then, fuck. It's straight up, like, very ridiculously nightmarish, because there's, like, we have, like, these two big garbage bins right now, and, like, frankly, no one ever cleans them. Like, no one ever does. I feel like it's legit, I'm the one who will, like, do it every, like, other month, basically, because no one does it. And it's so bad right now that it's just the bottom of it, like, I shit you not, it's just like, it's like a fuzz. Like, there's a civilization of a new, growing down there. I don't know what, but there is. And I'm just like, what, I don't even want to even be dealing with this, because, like, every time, I, like, see it where it's like this, where I'm just like, fuck, I want to clean it. It's me that does it. So it's just like, what, just let the morning people do it, but of course, they won't, even though, hey, maybe, like, when you take your morning garbages out, before you put a new bag in it, why don't you just clean it out, like, seriously. I mean, it's just one little thing, not that hard. I mean, it probably is now, considering there's, like, a fungi civilization growing there now. But, I mean, fuck, I mean, it sure shit won't make it my problem now at this point, like, I mean, for real. Because, like I said, it's just like, I mean, it's basically like left to like closers to be dealing with this type of shit, and it's unnecessary, and it makes it worse. You know, it just makes it like, oh, you know, why work here at this point when it's just like, oh, you're taking for granted, just expected, and even when we do go out of our way to even do other shit, you know, to make things look nice, because one of our other closers bleached our sandwich bar cutting boards, no one fucking says shit. Like, no one mentions, like, a little pipe or a peep about it. And it's just like, really? I mean, but, yeah, it's an expectation that those are supposed to be doing all this shit. And when we do, you know, even go the extra step with a lot of these things, not even a fucking little peep. It's like, this is kind of the problem. And honestly, it's just like, because a lot of the people in the morning are just really dead-ass, like, kind of fake. Just honestly. It reminds me of one of the sandwich ladies got at me for not fucking putting away the hot case windows, you know, back, you know, for the next morning. I'm just like, well, excuse me, stock your fucking sandwich. It's like, I mean, if I wanted to be a dick, holy fuck, I could be a dick. Because it's like, I mean, I can, like, name so many different things and be like, stock the sandwich bar so I don't have to literally spend 30 minutes for one fucking person to make a sandwich. Because that shit's honestly more triggering than just going over there and making one when it is stocked, because it's like less than 5 minute routine at that point. But when it's like, there's like maybe a little bit of salami here and there, barely any bacon, and like a little bit of turkey here, and then like wilted lettuce of like what's left over from when they, you know, put up like, you know, some from last night or some shit, and then like some maybe just about to start fermenting like onions if they stay there for like, you know, 5 more hours. It's just like, oh my god. It's like, yeah, let me just whip up a sandwich for you, buddy. It's like, no, it's to a point where it's like, yeah, I just won't. I'll have that shit closed up early because of it. And then we get yelled at, you know, us as closers, if we do shit like that, because, you know, we're having to have things open at a certain time, and they also want us to stay open later now at this rate. And it's kind of hard to do that if morning people don't exactly stock their shit and do their end of the deal when it comes to doing their fucking job a little bit, and pretty much like leave it on like mids and closers to pick up their slack essentially. I mean, it's like, the fuck. I mean, it just straight up is legit just kind of a not cool type of thing. It does not exactly make for a very cohesive workplace, and it makes it legit kind of toxic. I mean, especially for a while when it was mainly the store manager for that point, like, that's one wing of, you know, a toxic workplace, but it's also your fellow coworkers too. It's not even that they're necessarily like bad people. Like, I mean, especially off of work, I'm actually, you know, I'm chilling, you know, with, you know, a lot of them, but man, like, they need to seriously step the fuck up. Because, I mean, especially with, like, you know, one of our other sandwich dudes, like, he's just, I mean, he's not a bad dude, good head on his shoulders. Actually, kind of reminds me of me when I first started working, because this is his first job too. He's just slow. Like, I mean, not, you know, mentally or anything, just productive-wise and making production and, you know, being on the floor, so to speak, and making things, like, just slow in that way. Like, I mean, he makes it good, but you could be more efficient and speed it up a little, you know? Like, so, I mean, like I said, good head on his shoulders, good kid. Like, I mean, like I said, I'm, you know, friends with him out at work, but I mean, it definitely is, like, a little bit of a bummer and a little bit of a, what the hell, what are you doing all morning when shit still isn't stocked and stuff. I mean, I can get if, like, the sandwich bar isn't stocked, but, like, the fucking, like, sandwich display case is, like, filled with the shit. Like, I mean, that I can get, because, like, alright, they maybe stocked it up, but then went through all their, you know, pre-made stuff and didn't have time to restock it, you know, before they left for the day. That I could at least get. But, you know, I'd still close it early, because obviously I wouldn't have shit to make, you know, sandwiches with, and I'm not going back and forth, you know, like 15, 20 minutes, you know, just to make one sandwich. And I don't think, you know, the person wants to really be waiting that long for one sandwich being made either. But, I mean, especially at that point, you know, they'd probably be more understanding of it too, because then there would be Sammys on the display case for them to choose anyway. So it wouldn't be that big of a deal even to customers, and then we wouldn't get yelled at as much. I mean, it's just the little things like that that really make, you know, just, you know, like, stress and just, like, a lot of toxic, unnecessary bullshit just go through the fucking roof, especially when it's just kind of like a consistent reciprocal cycle. And it's like, oh my fucking god. Because I definitely want to, because especially with our new store director, I know there's a lot more of an opportunity to essentially, you know, do other stuff at the store too, even, and not just necessarily, you know, be able to, you know, do a lot of, you know, decent good work, you know, that I would be able to do now, but also, you know, to some extent also actually, you know, be, you know, thanked for it, you know, to an extent, just because of, you know, the people I'd be working with in those specific departments, or with the crews that work there. And honestly, especially for like a place like in dairy and bakery and shit like that, like I know a lot of the people in those different departments, and they're all chill as fuck. So I mean, it's not like I would leave the deli entirely, but at least maybe having a little less time there, and, you know, maybe at least branching off to other departments to, you know, at least, you know, do other shit, you know, outside, you know, what I've been doing, you know, consistently for a while now. That, yeah, I think that seems like at least, you know, a decent opportunity, especially knowing that our store director is tomorrow going to be there. And I can I at least also have the word in a little note for her to, you know, to talk to me about the whole journeyman wage shit, which I can at least to some degree at least get probably at least a minimal years plus give or take worth of retroactive pay for, you know, the lack of proper journeyman wages being paid. So all in all, I mean, yeah, like, things are definitely, you know, looking better at the workplace and shit, but holy fuck, there's still just certain things that, you know, can make the department just that much better and shit. And it's not like there isn't, but oh my god. Man, I mean, it can't just be like, you know, some people, you know, at the department trying to step it up and everyone else just keeps doing their shit. And just, like, and not changing too. Like, you know, I'm stepping up my shit, you know, but, you know, if, like, pretty much 60% of the department, you know, especially when most of them are working the shifts in the morning, which are the most dirtiest, too, you know, and having to deal with all that and deal with their slack, I mean, I like, you know, obviously, you know, especially with a lot of different changes and stuff, you know, obviously I would have to change, but I ain't changing that much. Like, you know, I ain't going to be budging too much on, you know, what I'm changing with. Because I'm not going to be picking up their slack if they're not going to. Like, because they have to step it up as well. They have to, like, if they're going to be, like, doing salad prep, they can't just leave, like, their little salad prep area all, like, all dirty as shit. Or, like, you know, leave all their, like, salad dishes in the fucking sink and just leave them there. Especially if they don't soak them. Oh, my God, when they don't soak them, that's just... Man, to, like, get it all, like, soaked again and then try to, like, get it all out at that point of when salads, especially, like, potato salads when they're dry. Oh, my God, it's fucking hell. Anyway, but, like, it's just, you know, little things. I mean, and stuff they easily can be dealing with. Even though, especially I know this is an excuse for some of them, it's not part of their specific job. And it's like, the fuck it is, yeah, what? It's like, yeah, maybe your specialized part of your shift is, like, being the salad prepper or being the sandwich, you know, prepper and shit like that. But at the end of the day, you're still a deli clerk. Like, you have to also pick up for everything else, and it can't just be closers and mid people doing shit when it comes to, like, cleaning and have things prepped up and ready to go. Everybody has to be doing that, including people that just showed up for the first day. Because, hell, yeah, maybe, yeah, if we miss a spot or something like that, we'll just wipe it down really quick while you're waiting for something to warm up, or, like, you know, waiting for your hotkeys to turn on or some shit. Like, I mean, fuck. Just, man, I honestly couldn't even imagine if it was like a Walmart or something like that, or McDonald's or anything like that. I've been staring at that, like, picture, too, that we were looking at earlier this entire time as well. I think I was kind of feeling some of my, like, angst on some of that, honestly, because just, like, ugh. I think a part of it, though, is mainly, you know, just wanting to get my pay resolved, but I think it's just especially knowing that, you know, she's, that this is now, like, obviously something that it's pretty much set in stone. It's just actually make sure I have the time set aside to actually, you know, get to talk to her. But I know she's going to be there tomorrow. It's not going to be a problem. I know she already needs to talk to a couple of us in the department about various other shit anyway. Like, she needs to talk to the manager about something and somebody else about some other bullshit. So I'll have my opportunity. It's a Monday, though. It better not be fucking busy. Oh, God. It better not. Because a few times I've had chances, I'm always fucking busy helping customers. It's like, I hate that. Especially a thing if they want to stay in open later, it's like the stragglers. Like, that's going to be annoying. Not that I don't necessarily mind them, but Jesus Christ, the amount of times they're going to be like, can you cut me a deal? Can you do this? Can you do that? It's like, oh my God. Oh boy. You could be as successful as me. What was this? People on LinkedIn be like, never take a vacation, always neglect your family. You could be as successful as me, a mid-level manager at State Farm. Oh my God, I love it. I'm saving this. I'm saving this meme. This is a meme. Quality. I love it. It's just that, it's just a grind set, bruh. Just gotta get on that Sigma grind set and just work hard. Just basically like neglect everything else, but just like grinding, bruh. You know what? I feel like Reddit's gonna be our place tonight. Let's see what else is on anti-work. I'm sure there's gonna be some other fun, juicy goodness, isn't there? Found a mall in my city this weekend. Guess the staff finally had enough. Ooh, what does this say? God, looks like a good boy came back and fucking did an editorial. We'll be closing at 2:30 p.m. Saturday, and we'll be closed Sunday as well due to staffing. Crossed out with management. Someone came out and their employee's like, let me fix that. Management. Sorry for the inconvenience. Damn, I love it. Wait, what? Wait, what's this? Tattoo should actually make you more employable because it shows you can sit in place for hours while tiny needles are jammed in your skin, and that's what every corporate meeting I've ever been in has felt like. Sukov evidently agrees. Hey! Hold on, let me deal with him. Come here, boy! Oi! Quit being a boof. Come here. Hey, come on. Come on. Come on. Come on, boy. Yeah. You goof. Oh, you're just a sweet boy. Anyway, so every court meeting feel like I've honestly never been in a court meeting, so nor have I gotten a tattoo yet. And don't put me in a corporate meeting. That will never end well. That's part of the reason why I'll never be management, frankly. Like, I honestly could be like an assistant manager at my department or some shit. Like, I could easily do that, but fuck that. Like, having to hear corporate higher-up stooges in their fucking meetings every now and then, like, every month or some shit. Nope. Oh, that would Like, I might be able to be fine for, like, the first couple, and, maybe, like, for the first, like, 4 or 5, but I'd go Joker after a while. Like, I would legit, honestly, just go Joker. I literally would rather just sit and get needles jammed in my skin for hours on end getting a tattoo. As viscerally detailed as that is. Like, I literally would just rather have that versus fucking being a corporate boardroom meeting or whatever. Ugh. Current mental health crisis is largely caused by... Yeah, pretty much. Here, I guess there's a lot more to it. Oh, there's a lot to it. Here, let's read it. Record low value for our labor and record profits of companies, plus high cost of living that isn't in line with what people actually make, isn't realistic and continues. It isn't realistically anymore to continue like this. Well, no shit. The ultimate ending for any job that isn't taken over by robots is going to wind up too expensive to actually work. I see so many job offerings positions that fail to get filed because the pay is just way too low. All these jobs that are so essential are society functioning paid starvation wages, so nobody wants to work for them anymore. I know money can't buy happiness, but I feel like if we can all live comfortably, and money can't buy happiness. And honestly, like, that's kind of the fucked thing about it. Like, I think, there's, like, such a strong mentality about that, and so much of our society and culture revolves around it. Thus, to the point where it revolves so much to where, you need it to have a roof over your fucking head. Like, I mean, it can't buy you happiness, but unfortunately you need it for, to at least be happy, so you can have, like, by having the bare necessities and shit that you unfortunately have to use money to use, and, by either renting or buying. If it, look up to meet our basic needs without working ourselves to death, then our whole world will be a significantly brighter place. No shit. I mean, it is in a lot of places in modern Europe. Like, I mean, yeah, there's still a lot of, very pro-capitalistic, systems in place in modern European countries and shit in various different degrees. But there's one major caveat about, their societies, versus here in America or even places like in Japan and shit, or in South Korea, is that we don't overwork, they don't overwork themselves to fucking death while we do. And they have more time on their hands, and they work less hours and have more livable pay, like livable wages and shit when it comes to their pay. So, basically, like, less work hours, probably, more days off, and more living wages that are more accommodating to, well, live with instead of starve off of. Probably just, different variables like that. At this point, I feel like this one things are feeling hopeless. At best, I feel like I'm going to stay forever and pour on this finish. And it's just making a society curious. Yes, I hate it here. I mean, yeah, you and pretty much everybody else under the boot. But that's why, I think, more and more people are slowly but surely starting to realize these, realities. And it's just getting, just be a slow burn. But nonetheless, I do think people do get these things. And the people that do have at least some, like, awareness and have, some sort of, like, mind, to theory or, like, philosophy and shit, can at least, hone it down into something that, can actually, express a better positive outcome that would be in a benefit and actually help people in these problems and these plights. Wait, what's this? I just walked out of my job. I work a hosting job at a chain restaurant. Think big cookies and oral sex. What? A chain restaurant, big cookies, and oral sex? What? What type of fucking chain restaurant is this? A dessert fellatio restaurant? Okay. We just had 2 of the 5 hosts quit last week, and today was the last draw between a competent manager, though most were decent, and competent coworkers that I basically have to babysit, high stress and low pay. I couldn't do anymore. I come in and assist in being down. No biggie. Then when it comes time to open, I'm missing the only server who was covering inside. Manager sent him on an errand. When I asked the service order about something, brushed off and told not to see his section. What? Which is all inside. And then I have my replacement call out, so I forced to stay hours after my availability ends. Oh my god. I had a larger party come in, so I prepared to sit them at our large table until they made a rather large stink about wanting to sit in our back room with lower tables. So I seat them in the back table, then had a server, then a general manager, and then another manager all come and tell me off one after the other. When the second manager came, I simply said, fuck this job, I'm out. When he tried to calm me down and have me say I went off on him, explained I don't get paid enough to deal with all this shit. And when he said when he said I did, I informed him of the fact that I'm $3,000 in rent and not homeless simply due to good grace. I walked out and I'm not going back. I feel really bad for my coworkers, but I'm not going to subject myself for the scraps I'm given for me, so I'm making their lives a bit harder. Yeah. Because frankly, I mean, it's just like, if it really isn't worth it, especially when it comes to like your own labor value, like, yeah, it's like, it ain't worth the fucking scraps and the starvation wages, especially if you have like $3K of rent, like fucking Christ. Like, god damn. I mean, with starvation wages, like, how is that affordable? Yeah, I guess because of some good grace, yeah. I mean, but Jesus. Telling my managers to go fuck themselves. Wait, what? Hi all, just letting you know I'm refusing your mandated office days. I was misleading at best, downright fraud at worst. I'm not driving 9 hours every month to sit at my cubicle for another 24. 9 hours? Fuck that. And to be in a cubicle for literally 24, no, fuck that. Nah, I just straight quit. Like, yeah, I'm not doing that. No, dude, that's just some insane shit. What? Jesus, what the hell? Like, you better, like, I mean, if that's the case, you better be fucking paying me, and that 24 hours better come with, like, a fucking goddamn 8-hour break. With, like, 2-hour breaks in between that. Like, 4 hours in, 2-hour break. Another 4 hours in, 8-hour break. And then I get, like, one more 2-hour at my own leisure after that. Like, what the fuck? And then 9 hours of drive, like, that better be compensated. To not only, like, you know, the hourly wage, but also being paid the fucking gas that would take to get there too. And back. Here, see what's on the public freak out. See what random shit's on here. Still swings on a front porch in broad daylight. What? What an asshole. What fucking piece of shit just, like, still swings off of fucking broad daylight, no less. By Tahlequah, Oklahoma. So some Oklahoman fucking, like, trailer shitbag just like, I'm taking this fucking swinging chair. Fuck you. It's mine now. Those are some cool looking chairs, though. I actually want some of those.
Camera recording.
Oh, well, damn. Damn, it actually notified them. It's like, camera is recording. Oh my god, the lady was just like, oh, quick, babe, they're recording. What, dude, at that point, dude, if you heard that, then just stop and fucking go. It's like, oh, never mind, shit. Okay, well, I don't want to fucking, you know, have that as evidence. I mean, well, I'm already fucked. Well, I guess at that point, might as well go all the way with it, but the longer you stay, the better you're gonna get identified. So, like, bruh. And are you not taking the, like, the stands that come with them? Oh my lord. What a bunch of fucking dipshits. Jesus Christ, this mic, the fucking audio on that camera. Jesus. Was that it? That's all they took? That's literally all they took. They didn't even take the stands. What a bunch of maroons, dude. What a bunch of fucking chuckle fucks. My God. It's funny. It's just like I bet those people will also be the same ones like these goddamn black people. They quit breaking the law and being a bunch of delinquent hooligan thieves and shit. While this same white trash is stealing people's random fucking swinging chairs off their porch. It's like, give me a break. A mass looting in London. Wait, what? Oh my God. Whoa. Oh shit, what's going on here? Well, that's some copyright music that I don't want to get yeeted with. Candy World? Damn. It looked like just a bunch of random people decided to just, get up on that one. It's like some people, like, it looks like, a group of people, like, decided to get, like, they were planning it, and then they did it, but pretty much a bunch of other youngsters in the crowd are like, oh shit, oh, oi, bruv, look, that Candy World's getting raided, yo, let's get some of those candies too, bruv, they can't stop all of us. Like, it like, started like a crowd rush almost, like, what the fuck? Damn, dude, shit got, straight raided, dude. Damn. Is that a Payless? Is that even a thing still? Is Payless even a thing? I guess it's the British version of a Payless. Or like half of them are walking out with like one pair, like with one singular shoe. It's like you're not even grabbing a pair. I mean, you can't really make money off of that or fucking wear those with one pair or like one literally singular shoe. Like, okay. It just literally looks like, yeah, maybe like some dudes initially started it. Like, I mean, it looks like the dudes were all like masked up and shit, were the ones that started it, but pretty much a bunch of other kids in the area happened to see it and were like, fuck it, I'm joining in. Because, yeah, if there's like 5 people literally looting a place, I mean, fuck it. I mean, that's probably literally what was going on in their minds or some shit. I mean, I don't, it's like, damn. I mean, it's like on one hand, I'm like, all right, well, I mean, it's like nobody was hurt, I guess. They were redistributing the candies. There's literally one part where there was like a lady with like a whole bucket, like, here, I'm redistributing the candies, here, grab it all, grab whatever you couldn't get. I mean, considering inflation and how much of, like, the capitalist system robs from the average person, I'm not exactly, like, those fucking delete, like, I can't, like, I mean, I can't really, like, be too, like, what the fuck about it. I mean, even for these dorks up here, I can't be, like, too what the fuck about it. I'm just like, well, okay, I get that happens. People, I mean, but, nah, well, I mean, I guess London isn't even, like, fucking innocent of that shit, I guess. People in China trying to escape as IKEA Shanghai was getting full lockdown spontaneously. Just out of nowhere? What? What the fuck? What the hell? These assholes, dude. They just literally have some dorky ass security fuck just like, like, nope, you have to all stay locked inside the store. You will stay inside the store. It's like there's been a COVID case in this store. We are no longer allowing anyone to leave. It's like, oh my god, gee, like good, just like gee, like. Man, like, what the fuck? I mean, like, seriously? Alright, come on, brother. This is goddamn tyranny. This is goddamn communism, what it does to you, brother. See, out here in America, we stopped giving a fuck about, since it basically started. So, I'll just tell you what, brother. It's like you need a little bit of libertine freedom in life. Because, we don't tolerate none of this nonsense out here, I tell you what, brother. I mean, but it's just like, I mean, for low-key though, for real, it's a little like, what the fuck? I mean, could just like, you know, I don't know, have like the district or like the neighborhood or the, you know, or the town itself just locked down, but just let people, I don't know, just go the fuck home, I guess. Because this is just absurd. Like, what a bunch of assholes. Man caught vandalizing Ash Cave and, I'm about to, Oh, this motherfucker has, like, you know, some kids with him? Turns to violence? Oh, boy. What? Oh, boy.
That's a really bad thing to do.
Are you kidding me?
Dude,
Look
it's
at every inch of this wall.
It's like throwing a tire into the river.
It's like throwing a tire. Do you understand this is sandstone? In like 40 years it'll be gone because I'm not even going that deep.
Wait, so he's carving into fucking some rocks? You piece of shit. Bruh, it's a state park. This isn't like your fucking, like, rock that you have on your lawn or some shit, you piece of fuck. Like, I mean, what a way to set a good example for your kids, by the way, you shitbag. Like, it's like, is he really just being like, oh, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? It's sandstone. And then it's like, I doubt you know what fucking rock that is, dumb shit. Like, I highly doubt you know if that's sandstone or not. I highly doubt it. Like, I'm supposed to judge this motherfucker's, like, intellect, you know, thinking that's sandstone when he's doing stupid shit like this.
Have you ever been to Rock House?
We've been everywhere.
1881, 1857, all the way to
So
present day.
you just said 40
Thousands
years,
of people
it's
come
gone.
from all over the place. Can't carve the sandstone.
Well, is he really trying to be like, oh, have you been born, blah, blah, blah. It's like, what? You know, back in the 1800s, and not down, you know, people been around doing it, but the fuck, tell you what, they bit. It's like, shut the fuck up. What? Like, because, you know, people in, you know, in times past, you know, fucking, you know, visited this place and shit, and maybe or maybe not have carved their own initials like a fucking maroon. You know, like you are and shit back then, and because, you know, it just eventually decayed away over time and shit. Oh, it makes it okay? No, it doesn't. It's you know, it's because the whole point is to preserve the natural environment and the ecosystem, you dipshit. Like, it doesn't matter if you're carving initials into a fucking rock, or literally throwing a tire into a river, or burning the forest down. Like, it doesn't matter how extreme or banal it is. Like, the whole point is the preservation of the ecosystem. Like even like during the, you know, times that I go on hikes and shit like that, like, I'm not, you know, carving shit into like trees or anything like that, even though I will see other people's dipshit carvings on there. It's like, cause like, I'd rather preserve the ecosystem, you know, for the next time that I go up there. You know, so I don't have to, like, you know, have like some stupid little memento, cause yeah, if I want a little memento of being there, it's called a photo. Take a picture of it with, like, you hanging out with your friend, being like, you know, like that, with the background of a cool little scene or some shit, or like make a pose or something like that, you know, with like a picture or some shit and frame it. Do something like that, moron. Because then that's actually something that you can have, and also something that would be a lot more memorable, instead of a bunch of, you know, people having to look at your dumb fuck initials, you know, carved into a rock.
Ranger, he's down here, Tim March.
Okay.
What's your name, sir?
No, it's good. None of your business. Thank you. And I appreciate you not talking to me.
I'll stand here and talk, because if I'm free to be here...
Wow. Really, bitch? Oh, it's not your business. It's like, no, in fact, it probably is his goddamn business. And if anything, it most certainly will now. You know, it to be your business when the fucking, you know, state troopers come on your ass. Because, like, you really think that, you know, this shit, you know, can just be, you know, just flies? Because, like, in place, like, I mean, the last, like, national park, or state park that, at least with, you know, major significance, was Yellowstone I went to and shit. Frankly, you know how many times I could have done dumb fucking shit like this? Honestly, a lot. I mean, and honestly, there's a lot of people that probably, you know, want to do stupid shit like this, or probably attempt to do stupid shit, especially in places like Yellowstone. There's a lot of people that do a lot of stupid shit. In fact, there's always, like, every summer or every spring, always, like, an article or two about how some moron doing something fucking stupid either gets, like, hurt at the geysers or gets banned for doing something fucking stupid. Or, you know, disrupting the ecosystem and vandalizing it by, you know, doing some shit like this. That's why it's a fucking problem, and it is his business, you moron.
It's very shameful that you're doing that, and you're teaching youth to do so.
Oh my god, he's just like, ugh, ugh. It's like, this guy was never fucking, like, talked down to and lectured as a fucking kid growing up. He's all just like, oh, I could do what I want, yeah. Like, I could carve here if I like, you know, there's nothing wrong with it, yeah, it's not your business.
Why is it a problem to carve your name on a stone when there's literally the entire
That's all a problem.
Why is it all a
So
problem?
you've never done it before?
No.
Oh, and you would never do it in your life? Okay, well...
Oh my god, what the fuck? Oh, you're trying, so he's literally trying to, like, you know, spread the guilt to this motherfucker recording? Like, you goddamn little bitch. Like, no. Like, even I would never do that. Like, if I wanted to do something like that, I'd buy a rock or maybe collect one, you know, like, you know, myself, and then have it at home, and then do it there. But, you know, it's like, I ain't gonna be doing, you know, like, just on some trail or, like, whatever the fuck, or, like, some big-ass rock, like, let me carve my nest on it. I'll just grab, like, a, you know, nice little rock, you know, that can have as, like, a landscape piece or some shit like that. And, oh, by the way, you know, there's, like, landscaping stores and shops that literally have fucking rocks you can buy. So, I mean, it's like, and I don't imagine them being that fucking expensive. I imagine they probably are due to, like, weight and, you know, and that being, like, how they're probably priced and yada, yada, yada. But, like, either way, it's like, I mean, like, if you so badly want to carve your, you know, name on some rocks, and, I don't know, like, get a bunch of rocks, carve your name on them, and, you know, leave it there or some shit. You know, it's like, you know, leave, like, a little sandstone rock you can just leave there that has your little initial on it or some shit if you want it so badly, you fucking little pissant. Because at least then you ain't disrupting or vandalizing the ecosystem in a sense of, like, actual debris. It's just another rock. It's just another part of the natural ecosystem at that point that you acquired and just decided to, you know, leave back. Which I guess technically would be littering, but, I mean, it's, at least it ain't like, you know, fucking can or a goddamn fucking tire in the river or, you know, shit like that. It's just a rock at that point.
So you guys are way better than me, and I would like it if you just...
No, yeah, they actually are.
You know, kind of make
No, we've done bad things, and that we've learned from, and people have maybe rebuked us, and we stopped.
Why would you be arrested for carving your name on it?
Are you serious? Why would you be arrested for defacing the park?
We're not spray painting anything. We've been to lots of other...
We're not spray painting anything. Like, defacing can mean more than spray painting, bitch. It's like, oh my god, are you fucking kidding me? Like, defacing also means literally getting a knife and carving it into a fucking rock, you stupid moron. Like, that's literally what, like, that is the more literal definition of defacing. Like, honestly, spray paint wouldn't even be as bad because rain would wash that away over time. Like, honestly, even that wouldn't be as bad. But it still would be shitty and stupid, and you'd be a fucking idiot, and you deserve to get called out equally, you know, as much, regardless. Are you fucking kidding me?
Okay, well,
They're not caught.
Okay, but nobody's spray painting, nobody's leaving garbage, nobody's doing anything.
In fact, we actually take garbage out with us.
That's good. I'm glad to hear that.
Oh my god, we actually, like, take our garbage with us. Like, you think that's relevant? Oh my god. Now they're trying to, you know, act like there's some moral high ground, you know, on their shit. You know, being like, oh, you know, we actually, you know, do good around here, even though we're literally defacing property and, this, the natural ecosystem, you know, of the land here and shit. You know, like, don't mind us doing that. You know, we clean up after ourselves, though. After we leave our mark everywhere. We just do it in different ways instead of littering. See, we're better people. It's like, man, oh my god. These fucking worthless pieces of shit really don't exactly deserve to be parents. The fact that they're just like thinking that, you know, it's, you know, letting their kids think that it's totally fucking okay, you know, for this to be, you know, something that's, you know, normal or, you know, fine. And to just, like, fucking, you know, be, like, something that should just be taught down to them. And also get more rabble-rousing, all defensive and standoffish, you know, because, oh, you know, we get called out for, you know, some shit, you know, we're doing that's fucking stupid. Like, give me a fucking break. Like, Jesus Christ.
Enjoy our family trip by leaving a mark behind, then we can come back and see over and over.
Take a picture. Have you ever heard the thing, leave no mark, leave no trace?
Leave no trace means no garbage, and then you take in more than you...
Oh my god, leave no trace of your garbage. Yeah, see, we don't leave in garbage. Like, yeah, actually you do. You leave the garbage existence, you leave the garbage reminder that you people exist. Like, I mean, that's the garbage that you leave behind when it comes to leaving a trace, you stupid fuck.
That means no garbage. Yeah, it says
Get the fuck out of my face.
No, I am on a trail.
I work 50 hours a week and I'm
and you're within personal space.
I work 50 hours a week. It's like, oh my god. Like, she's trying to get, like, some sort of, like, you know, it's like sympathy points of being like, I work hard to be basically, you know, wasting my time and leaving my mark, you know, on the trail and stuff by carving everything on the ground and shit for, you know, other people to see our fucking worthless existences, you know, to be just, like, reminded here. It's like, how dare you? We're trying to have a family moment, you know, trying to, like, make sure that everyone's reminded that we exist. It's like a bunch of fucking hyper-narcissistic pieces of shit. And of course, then they start, you know, getting these guys' fucking faces and going chimp mode, being like, get over face. It's like, it's a fucking trail. If you fucking retarded piece of shit weren't fucking carving shit on the side of the trail, maybe, you know, and, you know, having someone who actually gives a shit call you out, maybe they wouldn't be in your personal space on a fucking public trail at a state park, you dipshit. God, I fucking hate people like this. I mean, whether it is some benign as this or even something very fucking severe and shit. Because it's like, you know, either way, it's just like, it's just like, you know, a type of behavior where it's like, oh, we don't give a fuck, you know, oh, if the ecosystem gets fucked up because of our fucking, you know, presence, then, oh well, at least, you know, people can, you know, see that it was us, yay, we left our reminder. It's like, it's like, fuck you. Like, it's like the cosmos don't evolve around you, and no one gives a fuck that you know, happen to be on a trail or a state park, you know, that, you know, everyone else, you know, in your little area hikes to. Like, oh, you know, good for you. You have your little initials on a tree or, like, some sandstone. It's like, no, literally, like, anyone hiking that trail, literally no one cares. Outside of, you know, you and your little circle and shit, because, oh, it's so special for me. Even the other dude recording was saying, it's like, oh, if it matters so much, then take a picture of the place. Like I was saying earlier, if a place, you know, if you want to have a little memento, you know, of being in the spot, then have some pictures, you know, of an area. So you can, you know, like, because at least then it doesn't damage the ecosystem, and at least you can keep it. It's like, ugh. It's like, you know, to, like, quit. It's like these if motherfuckers, you know, like this just weren't disturbing the natural beauty and the environment, ecosystem, and shit like this, whether it's like carving your initials or whatever the fuck else. I mean, it wouldn't be such a, you know, a major fucking problem if people, you know, with, you know, people being this fucking mentality. Because at least at that point, you know, then it doesn't disturb, you know, the ecosystem and disrupt it for everybody else. Which is why it is this person recording it, it's their business and mine and pretty much anyone else besides. Because it ruins a lot of the natural beauty when there's someone's stupid fucking name carved in on a rock. Like, if I'm going to take a picture of some cool rocks at a cave, I don't want someone's dumbass name carved into it. Like, ugh. Man, that one got me. Jesus, that one, man, ugh. That one really got me going on a little roll of this, ugh. Because fuck people like that, dude, ugh. Testable, especially when they're doing that, you know, to their kids and just like, you know, condoning that type of mentality to them too. It's like, oh my god. That's what makes it even more egregious. I guess if we see a couple dorky ass teenagers a few years down the line, or like a decade down the line, depending on the ages of the kid, I guess, because they had a few, doing the same shit, being called, you know, called out for being Karens or Kevins or some shit, you know, in about like 5, 6, 10 years time, give or take. I think we know who to blame. Those parents. At least mainly kids from Ohio that are doing the same thing at a national state park. If I feel like, you know, if Karen videos and Kevin videos are still a thing and shit like that's still going on, then, I mean, honestly, I have a feeling we'll see them. Just sent the 8-year-old off to McDonald's University. Yeah, dude. Motherfucker. Beto goes off on heckler at town hall. Oh. Well, does he call him a motherfucker? Or is he called a motherfucker?
Beto O'Rourke did a town hall in Texas. Of course, he's running for governor against Abbott. And he had a little bit of a viral moment here. He was talking about the Uvalde school.
How would you react if someone you know pulled a Karen at Safeway? Like someone I knew? Well, I actually kind of have somebody who's like that. It's my aunt. She, you know, she goes into the store from time to time, and, she's a piece of work, even for me. And she kind of gets Karen-ish. Really? Rip? Yeah, dude, it's like, you're like, how would I react? It's like, I mean, I already do. Like, I already actually have to. I mean, because she's family, I don't, like, it's not exactly the same if it was just some other random Karen. But honestly, if she was a total stranger, I probably would eventually just tell her off and be like, yo, you can't just, like, fucking, like, blah, blah, you know, whatever the fuck. Like, I mean, honestly, at a certain point, I'd just pop off. Maybe not, like, you know, rudely or in a dickish manner, at least enough to where it would be worker safe, I guess. But, nonetheless.
Was like kind of, I don't know, heckling or laughing at him or something like that while he was talking about the issue of guns. And then we got this moment right here.
I'm going to make sure that now 11 weeks since we lost 19 kids and their 2 teachers shot to death with a weapon originally designed for use in combat, legally purchased.
Some people on my work house like Sayers. Well, they can get away with it. Like, I mean, we do too at my work, but we have to be a little bit more reserved when customers are around.
16 or 17, but follow the law that's on the books, ladies and gentlemen, that says that you can buy not 1, you can buy 2 or more if you want to. AR-15s, hundreds of rounds of ammunition.
Let me just pause to say, this issue specifically is actually one that I've been moved on. Because I was of the belief for a very long time that we should draw a clean line for everything and say, look, 16 years old and up, you can buy alcohol, you can buy tobacco, you can fight in the military. Like, I think the legal age for everything should be 16, right? That was my old position. But having...
Yeah, I'm about to be like, hold up.
All out of this Uvalde school shooting, reading the accounts, looking at the timeline, I've come to the conclusion I have no problem with making one exception to that 16-year-old rule. And that exception is firearms. Because it is true, a lot of these mass shooters are disturbed.
Wait, if when it comes to firearms, but if you can join the military, that means you can get a gun still. So, I mean, might as well bump that logic up a little bit, Kyle. Why 16 too? Yeah, it is a little bit. I mean, for me, it should just be like, at least when it comes to just standard aspects of, you know, being able to be an adult like when it comes to buying beer, you know, fucking being able to like go to the dispo, fucking, well, being recognized as an adult by law. I mean, that should come with at least the basic parameters of that. But when it comes to, you know, more specific things, you know, that, you know, require a little extra and shit, like, you know, obviously getting a gun, or like, you know, maybe getting a specific, you know, trade where you might need a specialized license, or, you know, things like that. I mean, yeah, maybe you can bump it up a bit, but like, I don't know. I mean, yeah, for me, I'm more of like 18. I mean, how about make 20? I mean, yeah, 20. That seems fine with me too. 18, 20, one of those two, honestly. Or I guess in that 3-year span. Like, because anywhere between those years, I think, you know, for me, seems, you know, fair. You know, like 18, 19, 20, somewhere, like, just, what, you know, whatever age it is, somewhere in that margin, just make it all flat, you know, on that line, you know, of what that age is. Definitely shouldn't go younger than 18, though. I mean, I like the once you're 18, you're an adult logic, but, you know, like, I mean, you know, like I said, though, I can see it being 20 or 19, you know, being fair as well, because honestly, there's some people that are not adults when they're that age yet, you know, so it's just like,
Wait until they, you know, become the legal age to buy a firearm, which in this instance was apparently 16, and they could just go and buy it and then do the mass shooting. Now, this kind of weird loner loser did not have the black market connections to illegally get a gun, so he had to wait until he was old enough to buy the gun legally and then do the mass shooting. If we raise that age, if you make that age like 21, I mean, I do think that can have some impact. And who the fuck knows what would have happened with this guy, right? Like, it's possible this guy would have gone on a mass stabbing.
Some people never age a second over 8 mentality, boomer Karen. Yeah, some
like,
people really honestly just like that.
1/10 the number of people he killed. That is possible. You never know, right? But number one, a lot of lives are saved like that anyway. And number two, it is possible by the time he's 21, maybe there are some changes in his life. And he isn't as suicidal, homicidal, insane, etc. Right? So I think the point he's making here is actually a strong one. And, I mean, the numbers are overwhelming, right? It's so many young, disturbed men who do this. So to change the rule to make it like 21 and older to legally purchase a gun, I mean, I get it, man. That really makes sense to me.
And take that weapon that was originally designed for use on the battlefields in Vietnam to penetrate an enemy soldier's helmet at 500 feet and knock him down.
Yeah, that is insane enough to where you can't get it. Yeah.
Kids at 5 feet. It may be funny to you, but it's not funny to me, okay?
Yo.
Kids at 5
Wait, what?
feet. It may be funny to you, but it's not funny to me, okay?
It may be funny to you, motherfucker, but it ain't funny to me.
Yo.
Well, yeah, yo, yeah, damn, alright. Popping off a bit there. I mean, alright. I honestly kind of like it when politicians are off the cuff and actually, well, are okay, you know, are willing to actually, like, curse every now and then and kind of show a sense of, like, being an average person, basically. Like, I like it when they actually show a sense of, you know, just being a person.
You mean they're actually human?
Yeah. I mean, Beto O'Rourke, he's kind of a corporate, kind of dork ball, I mean, for the most part, but, I mean, it's like, he's a little different in a sense that he is actually, like, probably more genuine in those type of ideas, in a sense, so he actually kind of comes off as more, I guess, honest about it, you know, where unlike a lot of others, they're just literally bought and sold and just a fucking shell of their former self, practically. I mean, there's, like, a little bit more of a sense of, like, you know, humanity in him.
Common sense.
Yeah. A little bit more actual principle in his head. Even if I probably wouldn't necessarily agree with everything, you know, that he has.
But he still has common sense.
Yeah.
Like some motherfuckers don't have.
If Base Beta would show up every day instead of Core Beta, he would be sipping mimosas in the governor's office. Well, I mean, honestly, given all things from my understanding with what's happening in Texas in general, I feel like there is honestly a chance that Beta might win, you know, as governor. Which would definitely be better than Abbott at this point, especially. I mean, anything would be better than that fucking schmuck.
Oh, I gotta lower this. That was loud as hell in my Earbuds. Here we go. Run that
We had
back.
a weapon that was originally designed for use on the battlefields in Vietnam to penetrate an enemy soldier's helmet at 500 feet and knock him down dead.
No, you
Up
can't do
against
that.
kids at 5 feet. It may be funny to you, but it's not funny to me, okay?
Wow.
We're gonna make sure that our kids who are starting their school year right now, that they don't have to worry.
All right, there you go. Yeah, that seemed like a genuine moment. Like whenever I watch Beto O'Rourke clips, I'm always looking for like the insincerity and the smugness and the fake acting. You know, like my eye has been trained to look for that, and my ear has been trained to listen for that because that is Beto O'Rourke. He's like very acty all the time. But I don't know. That was a quick, on his feet moment. That seemed like a genuine moment. To hear somebody laughing as he was walking through that, and he's like, "Maybe funny to you, motherfucker, but it's not funny to me." I mean,
I noticed that in the, at least early on in the clip, there was I was hearing like a little bit of some dude in the background chuckling off. So I mean, if I was even able to hear it in the clip a little bit, then yeah, I mean he definitely did. I mean, especially given the topic. I mean, yeah, I mean I wouldn't necessarily to be laughing, especially considering knowing that. I mean, Beto is capable of kind of going off the cuff like that. It's not the first time he has.
I will say, though,
a little bit better now.
Beto O'Rourke, I think he's down in the polls to Abbott, but he's not down by as much as I thought he would be down by. I don't remember the last numbers I saw. I think it was like 5 points or something like that. Put it in the comment section if you know how many points he's down. I think it's about 5, depending on which poll you look at. I don't know what the average is. So he's closer than I thought he'd be, but I do still believe Beto made like.
Birthday's what, Tuesday?
Yeah.
It's off on Tuesday.
Chances I'll probably be rafting that day, but I was thinking about after that, see how my friends think about maybe bar hopping a little bit after that, like 1 or 2 places.
Where he sort of
like hop,
disqualified
skip,
himself from being
and jump back home.
Which is the very famous moment during the Democratic presidential primary debates where he said, yes,
ooh, drunk rafting.
No. That is asking for a problem.
Well, depending on where we go.
That's asking for a problem.
Depending on what rafts we go to. Like, if we went to, like, rapid type of rafts, which we were thinking about, then probably no bueno. But if there's, like, a shorter, more calmer one that we can do, that would actually...
It's not so deep, yeah.
There's only a few spots where it is. I'm not meaning, like, drunk, like, like, literally wasted. I mean, like, how I normally would be with, like, my 2 beers or some shit, or, like, 3 beers I've done drunk rafting. Yeah, like, I mean, my friend's done drunk rafting. I mean, like, I've been buzzed, and high as hell, rafting before. So, I mean, it's not like
As long as you're still coherent.
Coherently drunk.
Yeah.
Like not. Yeah, the line where you're drunk, but you're still able to at least be aware. You're sluggish and sloppy, but you're still aware, cognate, and if you fall in the water, you're not going to immediately like be dead, basically.
No, that water will wake
you up. Yeah, exactly. If anything, I've done 3 beers on I've heard the Rapids one. It's doable. Yeah, in fact, I think that was the time I was with you guys, and we were all having a couple beers. Yeah, I mean, honestly, yeah.
Yeah, I've done it before. I've never done it.
I mean, I was actually thinking more like, we, like, get, like, some Pepsis or Cokes or something like that, or, like, a soda, and then get, like, a Jack to split between all of us, and just have, our own little bottles to just kind of sip on. I mean, sip on them, obviously. Like, we wouldn't want to have those. Have, like, some water, maybe, like, a little snacks for us. Like, I'll just bring my little, khaki little waist bag or my chest bag that I have and just have like little snacks and other things. Oh yeah, not a bad idea because then I can have extra stuff in there like towels and shit. Yeah. Fanny pack. It is not a fanny pack. It's a chest bag. Okay.
It is not a fanny bag.
It is a chest bag because I wear it on my chest. Fanny pack is what's on your waist.
Covered your man jack.
Yeah. I'll make it cover my man chest.
Look.
Yeah, we already kind of played the video. We don't really play more of it.
I don't know. I think it's gonna take some time for my voice to come back.
Yeah, it'll take some moment, you know, some time and some recovery.
I coughed a little bit today, but not a whole bunch.
Yeah.
Because what I called what, Saturday? Saturday.
Something like that.
Monday, Tuesday. Well, I can't go back on Tuesday because that would be my 5-day.
Yeah.
Wednesday I already have off. So
yeah, so you ain't gonna be doing shit then, yeah. But that's on my day off too, so I'm probably ain't gonna be doing shit. So if you're at least
probably gonna be playing down.
I don't know. That depends on how, what we all do and how we feeling and shit. Yeah. So.
Well, who's all going with you?
I know Ripsy, Stefano, Logan is. I think all of us. Yeah, I think it's the whole crew basically. Metal T, Harley, Logan's. Yeah, all 5 of us. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Right? Yeah. Ripsy's on here, so he'll be able. It's an arse bag. Harley works. Oh, okay, so not him. So he won't. Okay.
So Harley's not going?
Yeah, so okay, yeah, he's unfortunate no show then. Alright. Well, I mean, he could. Well, I might be able to at least kick it with him still that day. Just I'll just hit him up what time it gets off, and as like my last little bar hop, or something like that, we could probably hit the Wichita or something like that, have him meet us there.
Or you guys can come on and.
Well, yeah, we are like that's also part of the idea too. I can drop some of my stuff off at least, and just grab my pool cue and and then head up there on our way up. So I mean, it's not quite Tuesday yet. We can solidify more of the details of everything. But spitballing some of the ideas for the whole raft idea. I mean, honestly, I'm kind of thinking about doing some rapids though. I mean, I wouldn't be able to bring Zukov though, so I mean, he would have to. I mean, honestly, he's chilling right now. I mean, I wouldn't have to put him in his calendar, nothing, honestly.
If I'm up.
Well, I mean, if you're not up, I'll have him in there, but if you're awake, you could just have him up and just have him out and about. I'll just make sure that his food and water bowl are, like, in the kitchen or something. Unless I decide to say fuck it, just have Zukov just hang out with me on a raft or on like a little kayak, or just have him just sit in my lap, be in some of the rapids, and just be like, oh god, what do I do? I just
Come on,
I'm a Craven McViver, lol. Do you have a raft for Zukov? I don't think he would fit in one. Harley usually uses. Yeah, he wouldn't. Unfortunately, he wouldn't be able to. Well, I mean, Zukov, yeah, he could fit in it, but I don't think he would be good for, rapids. Logan might, we could ask him. Yeah, he might. If we do I wonder if, I know you, do any of you have, like, an individual one? Because I never seem to get it totally to work out whenever it's, like, a duo. It's like we get a routine going, and then it's like, it always gets out of whack somewhere. Gets out of sync somehow. It's just like, the one Harley uses is individual. Isn't that one, you could use that. Yeah, I guess it could. Because I was thinking, wasn't that one, like, didn't it have, like, a leak in it or something? I guess it wouldn't be that big of a deal, honestly. Like stuff I checked it olds there. Alright. Cool. I can maybe check it tomorrow. Yeah, it doesn't hurt. It doesn't hurt to, you know, double check if your gear before, you know, doing a big old trip. So, yeah. I'll go ahead and just go, you know, give it the old test. Let's see some of this, shit in here. Incel TikTok is awful. Oh my god. Ugh. This looks... Ugh. Man, I can never... Like, this I can never do TikTok, because I know, like... I have a part of me that would, you know, be like, hey... let's fucking, you know, like, have one just to kind of go on there to react to shit. Not even to really make any content on, just to react to it. It's more accessibly, but its app and everything about it is so fucking broken and horrible that I don't even want to bother with it. So I'm just like, nope.
Along the street, even mature women know.
Wait,
These
what?
girls who say they just have guy friends, along the street, even mature women know that having...
He's got the bisexual lighting on, dude. Okay,
Dude,
get
looks
out of
like
here.
he produces his own music in his room, and it's really bad, but he thinks it's really good.
Yeah, girls who say I only like hanging out with guys.
Guy friend is not really a guy friend. You don't see moms, good high quality wives hanging out with a bunch of dudes, okay?
Why is there...
What? Huh? Like, I grew up, like, yeah, at least when it came to, like, when hanging out and doing things with my parents, like, it was predominantly my mom that I was, you know, hanging out with, and she would hang out with her guy friends a lot, because she had guy friends, too. And, like, okay.
Like, did you see that? It was, like, panning into him.
What's the sound called?
As he's doing the fucking, like, the Kubrick stare at the camera. What the
I missed it, honestly.
But it is. I know a bunch of girls are getting
Oh,
mad,
yeah,
but
you're right.
it's only immature women who do that, hang out with a bunch of dudes and have guy friends. It's only immature women.
What? Wait, so not, like, goodly wives, even though my mom is obviously, you know, a wife to my dad, who is, like, what? Like, oh my fucking god. Like, this, it's just based off of just essentially just like the inherent trope of like, oh, if women were basically just like these handmaidens, you know, and shit, then, you know, and actually were good and lordly, then, you know, then they actually would be able to, you know, like, have good, happy lives. It's like, oh my god.
And having guy friends is a red flag. What do you have to say to that?
Agreed. Up top, baby.
Damn, okay.
Yeah.
Alright, well, yeah, we're not friends. We're enemies.
Women care more about a man's future. Men care more about a woman's past. Women value men based off their power and their success. Men value women off their past history, with relationships or men in general. The funny thing is, when you ask women what they expect in a man, they expect he has to make this much money, he has to have a solid source of income, he has to drive this kind of car, and all.
Is that how you operate? You're a woman.
I think that's just how, like, the very major, like, nuclear family traditionalistic cultural social norms are, not like what, quote, women are, you know, expecting out of men. Because I see a lot of that in the hyper pull yourself up by your bootstraps, bucko. You gotta work like 2 jobs, you know, to fucking, you know, like, you know, bust up and, you know, work hard and make sure that you get, you know, your success and blah, 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 blah. Like, I hear a lot of that more so from, like, the whole hyper-capitalistic social structure more so than, you know, just from whamins. Like, oh my god, dude, this shit is so rich.
Microphone's on you. You hope he's infertile? That's not gonna stop him from being a weirdo.
That's true.
Okay, yeah, be honest. Be honest.
No.
Exactly. Women are liars. Let's go. Robot rock. Fucking got him, dude. So no?
Damn.
Not what you look for?
No.
I guess I was wrong all along. Women happen to be liars. They're not honest. Thus, women bad.
As a guy,
I guess.
no one wants is a girl who isn't a thought who had sex with a bunch of guys. But everyone gets mad at the guy and they expect him to just ignore her past history. The cold hard truth is that past actions predict future behaviors.
What? You have to say that?
Huh? What? Wait, so I guess it's okay if men, can, like, slay, pussy left and right, or, get laid left and right and shit, but, it's, because society says it's wrong, that means it must be good. But because society says nothing about when women do that, then, that must be bad. It's like, give me a break, dude. How about it's not bad when either gender does it? Come on. Frankly, who cares if someone slept around a lot? Unless you're some weird, insecure, moral, Puritan, religious fanatic weirdo, or just a combination of any of that shit, then, it's like, at that point, I don't even know what to tell you, it's like, it's such a weird fixation on it, be like, how many dicks, or how many times have you had a dick in you? It's like, wait, what, does that matter?
Until it was at least 13, I'll tell you that.
God damn, okay.
What does that mean about him today?
God damn.
He's still sucking on his mom's titty. As am I.
What?
What?
I had sex with his mom.
I like how she just is so blunt, no give a fuck.
Okay, holy shit.
Damn.
And yeah, I'm back on TikTok. I got permanently banned on TikTok for exposing too many simps, beta males, and thoughts.
Brother.
You're probably gonna be banned for being too misogynistic, you stupid bitch.
Literally 14.
You know what's crazy, and I'm not saying this as a joke, I
What?
think that I could take him.
You could beat his ass 100%. That's not even we saw your bicep.
Honestly, I could take his head just doing this and just, lift him up casually, it's no problem, and then just, pick up his chest, lift him up, and just, throw him across the room. It'd be like I'm picking up, 5 pounds, essentially. The dude looks like a twig.
I'm coming
Oh,
for him.
shit! What the fuck? Step aside, Camp Canute. Camp Maya. Okay, chill.
Uppercut.
We're
Throw him on the
gonna
ground.
get banned. This is violent behavior. This is like TikTok is gonna put a warning on it, don't try this at home. This is done by professionals.
Man,
Oh my god, this guy looks like a fucking winner. Man.
I'm so grateful I wasn't murdered today.
Wait, what?
What?
Did they give him
Man, I'm so glad me, my weird white, Cracker Jack ass, with my nerdy glasses, was not murdered today. Man, it does not feel great. It's like, what? No one's gonna murder you, bro. No one gives enough of a fuck to do that to you, buddy.
Office of Drugs and Crime worldwide, 78% of homicide victims are men. And in 193 of the 203 listed countries or regions, men were more likely to be killed than women. Yeah, murdered by men, you fucking idiot. By other men. So you just proved the point that you were making, if that was even a point to be made. Bro, what why are these people so dumb? The overwhelming majority.
Honestly, I don't.
Damn near.
I don't know how to answer that one. It's honestly because they just are. They're just fucking dumb. They basically want to try to spin reality and into a way that it vindicates my views. Because it's actually society and or women in this case that's at fault, not not the fucking not myself potentially, and not my my personal views or my behavior and shit. Can't have any introspection at all.
Whether it's women victims or men victims.
This is frustrating.
She's mad her husband working hard is tired from working to support her. # never marry.
Beyond Max. We get 1 day off of work together a week.
Wait, but she's also working too.
She's mad her hard work husband is tired from working to support her, and she's also working and has 1 day off together. So it sounds like because they're both cogs in the machine, working minimum wage jobs, having to fucking barely scrape by to support their themselves and their kids, because I can hear kids in the background of that video. It's just you know, this is just her bitching at, you know, her husband and nagging, you know, because, you know, she's, you know, he is working hard and she's doing nothing but whining and nagging. Even though she's literally working and busting her ass just as much as he is. I mean, what? Maybe if, I don't know, both of them had a better pay and also more free time so they can actually spend more than one fucking day together, you know, when having some time off, then maybe they would be able to have a better relationship and actually have a, you know, and be able to actually foster it more because, well, wow, curious enough, they would have time on their hands to do that instead of working their ass off and having to bring the stress and their fucking drained energy and their fucking, you know, like emotionally and mentally beaten down fucking stress of work, you know, back home.
I'm not gonna watch this one because the Spider-Man guy is like really boring and not fun. I already know about some of these characters, so let's move on. This guy's cool. Let's see what he has to say.
Here are 4 types of women you should avoid dating or marrying.
Number 4, the mothership. If the chick has an army of guy friends or is still in contact with her exes, let me tell you.
Yo, if you're...
So what the fuck is this weird fucking, like, conspiratorial freak shit that's going on in the background for this nonsense? The mothership. Because she has, like, 1,000 guy friends and you don't want to be one of them because you'll never ever get in. It's like, oh my fucking god, dude. Jesus Christ.
Dudes flying around her. She's not a chick. She's an alien.
She's an alien extraterrestrial that is controlling everybody with her mothership.
Come up with like a cool name for the hypothetical woman. Yeah. They love using the creative juice for this and never getting any pussy. That's what they do.
Dude, for real, honestly.
All the creativity they have.
Yeah, they use their weird creativity, you know, for building up their incel manosphere community to, you know, instead of actually trying to think of creative ways to actually maybe help themselves get laid and actually be more socially acceptable.
Methods of avoiding getting pussy.
Most of those guys are orbiters or plan Bs. She's engaging in emotional cheating.
Plan
1 foot
B.
out, 1 foot in.
Emotional cheating?
3, the queen of guilt. If you analyze and see a girl in general that is
Queen of
people in order
guilt.
to get what she wants, throwing tantrums when things don't go her way, the emotional toll on you will not be worth it.
Kind of like how you are throwing a little baby tantrum with the stupid fucking video of the over simped out fucking background music and shit to try to make it sound cooler because you're butthurt that like these 4 class of women, you know, can't get with you and shit because I guarantee you this is pretty much just generalizing all women, you know, overall. It's like 1 quarter of women are this, the other quarter are this, and the other quarter is this, and the last quarter is this. You know, and here's the 4 women you don't want to date. So none of them.
2, the boredom epidemic. If you find out the girl doesn't have much going on in her life, direction or ambition.
Yeah, meanwhile, this guy has a lot going on in his life.
Oh yeah, 100%. And I'm sure he has so many ambitions going on too.
Is that it too, kidding?
Oh, so much of this stuff is just always it always is projection, you know, like with this shit. It just is like, oh my god. Like, I mean, it's like, speak for yourself, buddy. I mean, shit, I mean, like, you know, all in all, like, I don't necessarily have that many, like, major ambitions or, like, passions. I have some, but, like, I'm not going to be, like, going out of my way to be like, yeah, I'm full of that, you know, I'm full of ambition, passion, and blah, 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 but it's like, I mean, because especially considering how much, you know, is beaten out of and, like, drained out of the average person when it comes to our hyper-capitalistic, you know, work type of system and shit, and barely get fucking anything out of it, you know, for gratification, especially when it comes to your pay. Like, yeah, I mean, not a lot of people, you know, are going to feel like they have ambitions or, you know, feel like they're going to be passionate or whatever the fuck about anything because... You know, if they can't even get at work, you know, to sustain themselves and barely can sustain themselves, then where the fuck is, you know, going to be the ambition?
Too busy making, I'm too busy making TikToks about how women suck. I got a lot going on in my life, okay?
You, the high quality male, will get
Hassan, are you an orbiter? Yes, I'm a Maya orbiter.
Whee!
which is normal lingo for, and a cutie orbiter, and an orbiter to all the women, which is normal lingo for I'm friends with people.
Down when they have nothing else to do.
I mean, basically, it's just like, oh, if you become an orbiter or part of the mothership class of women, then that means you're a beta. It's like, no, that means you just know how to make a friend that happens to be of the opposite gender and sex of you. Like, I mean, that's not, like, I mean, because with that logic, honestly, it's like I am a major orbiter to a lot of women, you know, that I happen to know then. And if that's the case, then what the fuck does that make me? Then at that point, I mean, nothing really. It just makes me somebody that has some friends that happen to be women too. But, you know, it's just like that. It like, to these people, that means I'm like, you know, basically being beta, not being like, you know, the ambitious fucking player that, you know, you need to be, blah, 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 or whatever the fuck. Because that's pretty much is what their mindset and their brain is revolved around, is how they fuck, even though they can't. And they want to lecture everyone else about it.
If the girl has an inner circle of family or friends that are negative, cynical, self-destructive, toxic, or whatever.
Wow. Cynical, isolative, and self-destructive, like this dude in his weird incel manosphere garbage. Like, oh my god, dude. So much projection.
Like, some of these are crazy, but like there's others where it's like, yeah, if she has actually murdered someone in your process in front of you, if she, like, you know, bought a gun from Walmart and then went on a murder spree, you know, that's a girl to avoid. Number one type of girl to avoid. It's like, oh yeah, really? If the woman is surrounded by negative people, like, okay, got it.
Case may be, it's a massive red flag for you. It'll all transfer into your life. And be sure to join our Red Pill Discord community.
Oh, sick, dude. So
oh my god. I kind of want to know what it is, just so I can just quietly look at it, honestly. Never say anything in it, just quietly observe, just to see what other people say, just because, oh my god, I bet it's full of amazing gems and shit like that. Oh boy, dude. Wow, I mean, man, dude, these fucking, like, manosphere weirdos, dude. Can you just, like, go back in their weird little closets and, like, work out their wardrobe a little better and come back out when they've at least changed something about their life a little bit? Because, goddamn, like, I don't even have a pussy, but holy shit, even my imaginary pussy is fucking drying the fuck up just thinking about it. Like, thinking about these dudes and be like, so do I want to get laid, just, you know, by any of them? Nope. Nope. So it's like, yeah, I mean, would a chick, you know, feel the same? Yeah, pretty sure they would. I mean, maybe there would be one or two out there that'd be like, no, I actually would. And it's like, I mean, well, I say back, well, you're one of those that, like, thinks that, like, hey, I can actually help them. I could fix that. It's like, good luck. Good luck with that. Alright, it's a little after 1 in the morning, so because I was streaming for about an hour earlier, I think I'll wrap it up at least for now and come back around for the next one tomorrow. Oh, little boy, so sleepy. Little sleepy boy. Yeah, little baby. Oh, you look so cute. You look so cute and sweet. Good little dog. Of course, he has this damn freeze peaches out. No matter how you sleep, you always have to express your freeze peaches, huh? Little weirdo. Anyway, I'll call it good for the rest of the night, so peace out, and of course, be back around for that next one, so